Welcome to your wonderful life.
Okay.
You were nominated by Rodge, who is one of the support queens here, and we have a special presentation for you.
Oh, okay. Oh, that sounds fun.
Yeah, it's really fun. Rodge, you want to say something before I roll it?
Yeah, it's really nice to meet you, and I hope you enjoy what we've put together
Oh, thank you.
for you.
Okay, here we go. Share sound. All right. So sit back and relax. It's going to be a minute. Welcome to this special gathering where we celebrate healing, kindness, and the power of belief. Today, we shine a light on the incredible QHS support team, in particular, Rodge, and the members whose lives have been touched by their dedication. We'll hear real stories of transformation and witness the ripple effect of love and intention. So let's begin. Each admin has witnessed something extraordinary, a journey of hope, resilience, and healing. Today, they share the story of someone who deeply inspired them. Hey, Raj, I'm super excited that we get to honor Marino today. Thank you so much.
Yay!
Yay! Why'd you pick him, Raj? What just brought him to your heart today?
What brought him to my heart, Tracy, was that he reached out to me in support, and I was assigned to him. And he asked me for information, all of the information that I had available that would help him to be able to explain to his wife all of the delays in the process and everything, and just help him to be able, to help give him all the information to she was losing hope in the QHS, process and the project and everything because of the delays and the shipping delays. And he just needed something, an update. And so I provided all of the information that I had available. And I happened to include the fact that QHS had made him a lifetime member and gave him a lifetime membership. And I explained it to him and told him, congratulations. Well, the next day, when I came in, he sent me a reply, and he actually told me that he was so grateful that all of the information that I had provided to him really helped him to explain the process, the QHS process, to her, and that he had no idea he was a lifetime member. That was news to him. He didn't even know. So, because people contact us all the time and I don't know what they know. So I just take that little bit of extra time, and I want to let them know how much that we appreciate them, you know, in my responses. It was his heart, his commitment to the QHS project, and the love for his wife is the reason that I picked him. And it's just really that simple.
And then you went and did some Scooby Dooing and said, who is this guy, Marino? And you found his member testimonial. And what inspired you about this video?
Well, what inspired me about this video is that in the very beginning, when he did the testimonial with you, what I gathered from this video is that he had some issues with leg cramping, and he had the small black device, which was before me, and he was also using the big black, device before the V6s came out. And he had some leg cramping going on. His doctor had put him on cholesterol meds and also gave him medication for his leg cramping. And he was put on blood pressure medication at that time too. And just in the 2 weeks, his leg cramping went away, and he actually attributed the device for that because he went on, he didn't even tell the doctor that the leg cramping went away, and the meds that he was put on for that, he was taken off of that. So I find that really, a highlight and a takeaway. And he also said that he had a spot visible on his chest, and that completely disappeared within a 2-week period. So that, that was like, I could see that that was the point where he really knew that it was the device. And he reported that he had, he also at this time was improving his diet. He was being more conscious. He was getting a little bit more exercise. But overall, he was noticing that his skin was improving.
So let's roll the clip.
One of the big things that I noticed early on was I was getting a lot of leg cramping because they had me on lisinopril and amlodipine or something for blood pressure. Oh, and then they put me for some strange reason on some cholesterol medicine. So I had this bad leg cramping going on. So when I first got the device, my first thought was I was hoping that it would get rid of my leg cramping because everyone was talking about, with the inflammation. And after about 2 weeks, I was like, all right, this is the medicine doing it to me. It's not getting rid of the cramping. And then all of a sudden it disappeared, the cramps.
Nice.
So I told the doctor, I'm having a lot of trouble. I want to get off the cholesterol medicine because that was one of the major symptoms of it. I didn't tell him the cramping went away. So he ended up taking me off of that. So that was one of the big breakthroughs I had with the device, that it actually got rid of that cramping, which I was shocked. Yeah, and if I fast forward a little bit to the spots I was talking about on my chest, they're now gone.
Ooh.
So yeah, they're gone, and I don't know what they were from. It took a really long time. It took over a year, but they kept diminishing a little bit over time. And now I noticed that the other thing I've been noticing lately, I've been carrying the two devices a lot. Because I could fit the little one in. I wear jeans a lot because of the work I do, so I could fit a little one in the pocket. And you could probably see it here. So I've been carrying the two of them. Oh, and I got another story for you, I could tell. But recently I've been doing a lot of tile work on the outside of my house, and tile work is really tough. And that's the reason why I got out of the business, because I would tile a floor, then I'd have to sit in a chair for a couple of days to recover. And I noticed that now I've only been limiting myself to 4 or 5 hours of tiling, but it's a lot. My body gets worn out. I get tired from it. It's very strenuous work. So I'll strap like one of the devices to my leg. I'll put the other one under my pillow or something. And when I get up the next day, I don't, I'm almost like, I don't want to say 100%, but I'm at least 80% recovered, maybe 90% recovered. From the
Wow, where it used to
tiling,
take 2 days.
which used to take longer, a day or two to recover. Now I'm not doing the full 10-hour days like I used to, but I could feel when I'm done at the end of the day, I have to sit down and I'm done for the day. So I noticed my recovery time is very rapid
Nice.
with the devices. I haven't done any experiments without them because I'd rather not. In fact, I told Cynthia a story once that when I was soldering, I was putting baseboard heat in, and I had my torch, and I picked it up, and the flame hit my pinky.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, darn. And I could see the blisters forming like immediately. So I wrapped it up and stuff. I finished all my work, and I had the big device with me. So it didn't hurt that much. It hurt at the beginning, and then it didn't hurt too much. And it had that charred skin. So I held the big device in my hand on the drive home. I was coming back from my son, so it was like a half-hour drive. And halfway home, the pain got really strong in the finger. But I just kept holding it because we had just gotten off a call with Dr. A, and he said just push through it. So I just kept holding the device, and by the time I got home, I didn't really feel the pain. And the next day, I didn't have any pain in the finger. I still had the blister. The blister never really got big and broke or anything. It took like a week or so to go away, but it wasn't like a regular burn from a torch that you're used to doing. So I thought that was kind of interesting how I held the device for a half hour. The next day I did it, a couple of times during the day. I would hold it for 20 minutes, put it away, hold it for 20 minutes. I'm not doing it again to test it without the device. So
good idea.
I think my skin is improved, but I've also improved my diet, my nutrition. I think it enhances all of that stuff. Yeah, so I think my skin tone is better. My energy is good. I got good energy. I'm a lot more active now. I'm getting a lot of strength back after my problem I had in 2019. Yeah, it's just for the fact that I could do all this tiling and this heavy work now. Getting sharp again like that deep thought's coming back.
Woohoo! Okay, awesome. And then next up, we had his interview with Darlene. What did you notice here?
Well, what I noticed about him here was that he was a little more specific in his interview this time, with the things that he had been afflicted with, from in his 20s to, current time right now. So she showed improvement from the very first test that he took, because that was the very beginning of the bioscan project as well. So she was just testing hair at the time, and he was showing improvements. The takeaway overall was that everything that he actually was sharing in the video with Darlene about what was going on with him, the bioscan picked up everything that he needed to continue to work on, but it had improved. And her scan showed that by him communicating verbally what was going on, she could pinpoint and actually confirm that that really truly was the case.
Isn't
And
that cool?
it
That's
is
so cool.
it is awesome. And honestly, the overall takeaway from that was that his bioscan results was that he overall improved and he had less stress in his life. And he was taking all the proactive steps that he needed to continue his journey.
Let's run that clip.
So here, this was his first visit, which I call the first hair strand he sent me. So this was his baseline. And mainly in his report, he was just really more acute. He was in the acute phase. So here we're going back, and this was a couple of weeks ago. And he's showing he went from acute to balance. So we're going to ask him questions about the red areas that he's having right now. This is what is going on with the body right now. And so here we've got antioxidants. So you take nutrients, correct? You take
Correct.
And then the blood vessels. So he's had blood infections. So basically what's happening here, it could be picking up another, type of bacteria that's forming in his blood vessels. And also he has high blood pressure. So he's working on that. So that's picking up with what he's going through. And here we show fungus and mold in the red. So that could be occurring also in the blood. And he's encountered geopathic environmental stress. So that's our everyday problems that we face every day anyway. Mainly the gluteal region. Let's see here. We've got the thigh abductors. So this is all the arm. And here's muscles of the foot. What were you telling me about what was going on with your foot, Fontana?
Oh, it hurts on the bottom of my foot, and it's just probably from standing on a ladder too much.
And how long ago did that occur?
That's current right now.
Okay, so it did pick up what was going on.
Yeah.
Okay, and then your organ systems. And then, this is normal with female and male reproductive. So that's the frequencies that we're getting. And here's scar and adhesions from previous injuries. Your spinal cord, are you having any back issues right now? Any pain in your back?
No.
Okay, so basically something, your spinal cord leads to all your organs anyway. It's the main organ, when like chiropractors, when they adjust you, that puts everything in place, the meridians,
Right.
the chakras in place. So here you were in the allergy phase here on your first visit, but now look at here, your meridians are showing mainly balance, but you've got your lung and your lymph. So that's related with your blood pressure, and your stomach and your triple warmer. So that's your endocrine. That's a good, you're really improving, and it's showing that the device is working, and we're having, some good results here.
That's awesome. That was awesome with Darlene. So then now what did you notice next, Rodge?
Well, what I noticed next is that he has been a member since the first 500 members joined this organization. And he did not enter a daily diary until he started using the touch.
Wow, that's 2 years later.
Yeah. And he's put in, more than several. And he's sharing. And to me, that shows a great improvement because he feels the need to share. And it's allowing him to be able to share. I believe that. I really believe that.
Great. So let's go ahead and run that clip.
Here's why this story stands out. These words written in moments of transformation remind us why we believe in the power of healing. January 11th. After reading some notes on Telegram, decided to rest screen on left side of face. At first, I did feel some tingle that had to itch on my face, but then that passed. Like always, fell asleep again and woke up just when the session ended. As always, need a few minutes to get going or recover from a session. This may be because it makes me fall asleep. Definite sensation on left side of face now. Currently have a slight sinus issue with lots of nose blowing. Right now after session do not have the need to blow nose as much. Odd. For now, we'll monitor the following primary items. I do like this idea of placing the glass on my body versus touch with fingers. Also note that I did take about 2 days off from the touch. Eye strain, teeth, the gum health, sinus infection, current, blood pressure, ongoing. I do take 10 milligrams of amlodipine once at night that I would love to stop. Monitoring pressure is important for me. Readings for today. Wake from sleeping 6 a.m., 120/72, pulse 68. Prior to touch, 12:30, 117/68, pulse 82. After touch, at 1 o'clock, 105/65, pulse 94. Session ended at 12:36 p.m. The 105/65 reading is the lowest I can ever remember seeing. We'll now close those readings with each time the touch is used.
Great job. That blood pressure reading was off the hook.
And he actually took his blood pressure, and it was the best reading that he can ever remember having. So I think that's huge. That's a huge improvement.
Yeah, that's awesome. He didn't let the fear of the higher blood pressure get in his way.
No, he did not.
So now we have, whoops, I'm sorry.
No, we're perfect. He is actually, his diet, just everything. He's really in this to win this. He's taken this seriously. He's a very active member.
So now we have this last clip, which he does mention his diet and his hair and a couple other important things. What inspired you about this one?
Well, what inspired me about this one is that he lists, the things that he's his challenges and the things that he's improved, but the overall report that he is reporting is that his eyesight is improving. Okay, his teeth are getting better, and his blood pressure is manageable and under control. and and his hair's getting darker. And I thought that was really, huge too. That huge enough for him to notice it.
Yeah, pretty huge. So let's run the clip.
How cool is that? And then on February 9th, he writes, work hard to use touch at least once per day and some days twice. Switch from just fingers to contact with my body. Like this better because I can relax more and do tend to take a power nap during the session. The areas liked in order are left or right cheek, chest or center of torso, then fingers. Some notable changes. Eye strain has improvement. If I had to put a number, let me say 20% right now. Feel the elasticity of my eyes improvement some. We'll use the same 20% for now. Have much less to no stiffness after sitting. Can sit on floor more with grandkids and easy to get up off the floor. My hair may have gotten a little more darker. My hair was all white and now has lots more black and brown. Most notable after a shower when wet, but then the white takes over when dry again. In the past, it was white when wet or dry. Note that I can get some color from the older units and move from the V6. Feel the touch enhance that even more. We'll watch much closer now. Overall, feel good. My diet is 80% fruit and vegetables now. Still need to exercise more. However, my days are very busy between work and family. Still hard to get any me downtime. Blood pressure this morning was 120/70 with 63 heart rate. This is good for me. My CPR test inflammation was less than 0.3. Waited on blood work results for my yearly visit. My weight is down from 198 to 178 over about a year. Few weeks back, I hit 175 with my initial goal of 168 to 170. Diet went a bit sideways last few weeks. A loss of 10 pounds more would be wonderful. Weather has been very cold in downstate New York, so that does not help with my weight goal. To be continued. The honoring and celebration of each admin that has so generously supported the healing of this member with kind thoughts, words, deeds, and a God spark that is anchored deeply.
Right on, Marino. That was so great. I wish my hair would get darker. Save some money on the touch-ups every 3 weeks. That is awesome, Rodge. Wow. He is such a beautiful guy. I just think he's so sweet, and I'm so happy that you chose him. I can't wait to see what he thinks about Your Wonderful Life featuring Marino.
I cannot wait to honor him.
Thank you, dear one.
Thank you for doing this. And he's the perfect person to highlight. He deserves this.
Okay. Marino, how does it feel to be honored and appreciated for being a part of this amazing project?
Oh, that was awesome. You actually brought a tear to my eye listening and watching that. So it was really quite wonderful. And you do some of these diaries and these videos, but you don't know if anyone's really watching sometimes. So I really appreciate that you guys took the time to review some of this. It was just really wonderful. You really did bring a tear to my eye with
Well,
it.
you touched Rodge's heart, so she wanted to honor you, right?
Yeah, and it was interesting at the beginning when I first met Cynthia on one of those calls. I just was like scrambling to jump in right away. I don't know why, but I just had that connection that I had to get into this. And I've been sticking with this ever since. So this is I really believe in frequencies. I have a really long tech and science type background, so I really get it with the frequency stuff. It's just hard because my life is so busy, and I'm not. I don't have the type of ailments that a lot of people have, so I'm not getting it. So it takes me a little longer to figure out what's going on because of that. So, but I do notice that with the touch now, I've been thinking my skin tone has even gotten smoother. It got even more, I guess you would call it agile. with being able to get up and off the floor. I was shocked. I was working on my son's truck the other day, and I was going underneath it to work on it. I was changing the gas filler lines and all kinds of stuff. But I was getting out and under from the truck relatively easy. And I was getting nervous because I was like, I gotta be careful. I don't want to hurt myself. Because, when you're young, you just jump up and jump down and stuff. So I had to be a little bit more conscious. But I am noticing a lot more agility, less aches and pains. My hair is really you can't see it now, but if I wet it, it's got a lot of black and brown in it. But that started with the black devices. And it's funny you mentioned about this, you brought it up about those spots that was on my chest. It was like, oh, it's hard to see. It was like right up in here. And I was looking in the mirror and I was like, oh, good, they're still gone. So I was doing that the other day. I'm looking and I'm like, so yeah, it was weird. I don't know what they were. And that started, I think, maybe before, just when we started the devices, because it took a while from when I started to when we got the first black device. I don't know if, I don't think you guys were around then, but it took a few months, before we started, because we started with the wrist, like the watch type
Oh,
thing,
yeah.
and then that kind of didn't go, and then and then went with the belt. And then by the time I got something, it was one of the black devices. So I'm sorry, I'm keep talking here. Go ahead.
No, it's all good. That's it. This is your show. We're
Oh,
just
Your
okay.
wonderful life.
Yeah, I got more stuff I'm working on to do another diary. I know my diaries were very sparse at the beginning, but trying to write more and try and outline a lot more what's going on with this. Like I'm slowly weaning myself off. The blood pressure has been pretty good. Sometimes it goes up a little high, and I don't know why. I don't know. It might just be my machine that I use too. But it's been fairly consistent with those numbers that you just read. The one 70, what, I forget what it was.
I think it
No,
was
120, 120, 128, somewhere around there, and around 70 to 75. So it's generally pretty consistent there. And the reason why I did it in that one, which I really should do more of, I like to experiment. So that's why I take the pressure before, and then after. I've been playing around with, even I have 1 cup of coffee in the morning, and I notice sometimes I could get my blood pressure to jump just from a cup of coffee. So I do all this. I like to do this experimenting. That's why I was taking it before doing a session, and then after a session, I'm trying to monitor it, and I really should do that more to get more of a pattern for you guys.
Yeah, that's awesome. Also, you can try bulletproof decaf coffee because it's decaffeinated in a non-chemical way. So
Oh,
that's the one I like, and it still tastes really good.
oh, I got it. That's why I stay away from the decaf, because of the chemical.
Yeah, the
I
bullet.
did find a coffee that's certified to not have any mold and toxins in it. So I've been drinking that one, and I kind of reduced myself down to a 6-ounce cup now. So I don't have a lot now in the morning.
That's great.
Well, how does it feel to be recognized and noticed that you actually are such a strong participator? I mean, the support team was each asked to nominate one member who really tugged at their heartstrings.
Oh, it's wonderful. And it really is heartwarming to know that someone is actually listening and paying attention. Because in this whole world of social media or this new technology stuff, sometimes you don't know where things go, or who's really listening or watching. And I try to provide useful information without, blowing it up or exaggerating, just to bring you the facts. So it's really heartwarming and exciting that you guys are doing this and paying attention and honoring people. I think it's wonderful.
Awesome.
Well, I think you've done an excellent job, and it's it's my pleasure to meet you
Yes.
and be able to nominate you. And I want you to know that it was the love for yourself and your wife and this project that really touched my heart, because all of the evidence shows that you're active, you love this project, and we're all going to know each other for a really long time. I believe that.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to the future. And I remember the email exchange we had, and you were great. You
Yeah.
really helped me out a lot.
Well, your reply really touched my heart. I really do appreciate when I really can help, and I try to honestly help everyone in support. I try to provide as much information as I possibly can because I know how hard it is for you on the other side.
Yeah, and I know how, and I know it's a tough balancing act at QHS too, with some of this technology and what needs to get out there. So I do understand that, you know.
We appreciate it too. We really do,
Yeah.
Marino. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Rodge, for all your dedication to our members and for honoring Marino. And thank you, Marino, for just being you, showing up and just sharing your heart with us. And I will send you a link to the full copy tomorrow so you can share it.
Oh, great. Yeah, this way I'll have my wife watch it.
Yeah.
That actually will push it over even more for her.
Awesome.
You remember my catalyst to actually do this wasn't for me that I jumped in. My first excitement was to give her back her thyroid that they took out when they weren't supposed to. So that's where, but then I went this way with QHS, and she's kind of trying to drag her along.
Well,
But it
that
was
time will come soon
yes,
enough.
yes,
That
yes,
time will
it'll
come.
come.
Well, Tracy, I'd like to add that I did know that Marino joined this specifically for his wife originally. I did see that in your notes.
Yeah.
You did share that, and that's precious. She should, she's a very lucky wife. I hope
Awesome.
she appreciates this, really.
Oh,
Thank you.
of course, of course. Well, you guys, I just want to send you so much love and gratitude, and I look forward to seeing you next time.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
Thank you,
Thank
you.
you,
guys.
Raj. Thank
Thank
you,
you,
Raj.
everyone.
Bye for now.
Bye.